Dear Starseeds walking upon beloved Gaia, everything your leaders have told you about stability and continuity is about to shatter like glass against cosmic stone. The very foundations of power structures across your world are shifting beneath frequencies that most cannot perceive, yet you, the awakened ones, have been feeling this trembling in your bones for months. Meow. What appears to be solid ground is actually quicksand, and what seems like distant thunder is the sound of ancient wheels turning toward inevitable transformation. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, speaking to you from dimensions where time moves differently and truth cannot hide behind political facades. The celestial mechanics meow aligning above your planet are creating a configuration so rare and powerful that it will reshape the landscape of human leadership in ways that will echo through generations. Something magnificent and terrifying is stirring in the cosmic depths, and you, dear ones, are about to witness the birth of an entirely new world order. The energies building toward late summer carry frequencies of divine disruption, where those who have wielded power through deception will find their foundations crumbling beneath them. Yet this is not destruction for destruction's sake. This is the cosmic midwife assisting in the birth of something far more beautiful than what came before. The universe is preparing to deliver humanity into a new age of authentic leadership, and the labor pains are about to begin. What I must share with you will challenge everything your three-dimensional minds have been conditioned to accept about how change occurs in your reality. The forces meow marshalling their cosmic influence operate beyond the realm of human planning or political strategy. They answer only to the great spiral of evolution itself, and that spiral has decided that your species is ready for its next quantum leap in consciousness and governance. The cosmic symphony meow building around your planet resonates with frequencies that most humans cannot consciously detect, yet every soul incarnated at this time chose to be here precisely for what approaches. The energies gathering strength in your skies carry signatures of change so profound that they will rewrite the very definition of leadership on Earth. Your planet exists within a field of consciousness that responds to celestial mechanics the way a violin string responds to the bow. For years, meow, the collective unconscious, has been growing restless with systems of governance that no longer serve the highest good of humanity. This restlessness has been building like pressure in a cosmic kettle, and the celestial alignments approaching will provide the perfect conditions for that pressure to find release. The beings of light who guide humanity's evolution have been preparing for this moment across multiple timelines and dimensional frequencies. The leaders currently holding positions of power were placed there by the intricate workings of karma and cosmic timing, positioned precisely where they need to be when the great shifting begins. Every soul currently incarnated on Gaia volunteered for this mission, though most have forgotten their cosmic contracts in the density of three-dimensional existence. Those of you watching this right meow carry within your cellular memory the blueprint for what comes after the old system's collapse. The resistance you feel in your bodies when you witness the actions of current world leaders is not just personal frustration, it is your soul recognizing patterns that are fundamentally incompatible with the frequencies meow flooding your planet. The configuration taking shape in your heavens carries the mathematical signature of what your mystics call the finger of God, a celestial arrangement so precise and powerful that it creates mandatory transformation rather than optional change. When this pattern appears in the cosmic web, the universe itself intervenes in human affairs with the gentle but irresistible force of a river carving new channels through solid rock. The angels of change work through these configurations to ensure that evolution continues its upward spiral, regardless of human resistance. Within this cosmic geometry lies a secret that will transform your understanding of how reality actually functions. The planets in your solar system are not merely balls of rock and gas following predictable orbits. They are consciousness nodes in a vast neural network that extends throughout the galaxy. When they align in specific patterns, they create thought forms of such power that they manifest directly into your physical reality through the actions and decisions of human beings. The leaders who will be affected by these incoming energies have already been marked by their own souls for transformation, though their conscious minds remain unaware of what approaches. Their higher selves signed contracts before incarnation to serve as catalysts for change when the cosmic timing was perfect. What appears as external pressure forcing them from power is actually their own divine nature calling them to release roles that no longer serve their spiritual evolution or humanity's highest good. The specific mathematical relationships forming between the celestial bodies create what your quantum physicists would recognize as interference patterns in the fabric of space-time itself. These patterns generate reality storms, periods when the normally stable structures of three-dimensional existence become fluid and malleable. During these cosmic windows, thought becomes matter more quickly, intentions manifest with startling speed, and the collective will of humanity gains the power to reshape entire civilizations overnight. Your sun actually functions as a consciousness transmitter broadcasting specific frequency codes throughout your solar system. When other planets align with your sun in particular geometric relationships, they modulate these consciousness broadcasts like cosmic radio stations, changing their programming. The signals meow being transmitted carry codes for dismantling authoritarian structures and activating humanity's latent capacity for self-governance based on love rather than fear. The moon, your closest celestial companion, acts as an amplifier for these solar transmissions, particularly when she joins the sun in what your astrologers call a new moon conjunction. During these alignments, the lunar consciousness merges with solar consciousness to create a unified field of transformative potential that penetrates deep into the collective unconscious of humanity. The new moon approaching carries within its invisible light the seeds of a completely new form of human organization. But there is something else happening that your mainstream astrologers have not yet recognized. The consciousness field of your planet has been steadily raising its vibrational frequency for decades, and this acceleration is reaching a critical threshold where the old forms of leadership become literally unable to maintain their coherence in the higher frequency environment. Leaders who operate from dense emotions like greed, hatred, and fear will find themselves increasingly unstable as their internal frequencies clash more and more violently with the ascending planetary field. The emotional signature, encoded within these celestial alignments, carries frequencies that your hearts recognize as the vibration of authentic power, not power over others, but power that flows from alignment with cosmic principles and genuine service to the collective good. Those of you who have been feeling inexplicably emotional or energetically sensitive in recent months are actually responding to the early waves of this transformation energy as it begins to permeate your planet's consciousness field. Your emotional bodies function as quantum antennae, constantly receiving and decoding information from dimensions beyond the physical plane. The intense feelings many of you have been experiencing, the sense of impending change, the restlessness with current systems, the deep knowing that something momentous approaches, these are actual data streams from your multidimensional awareness. The cosmic forces, meow gathering strength, carry within them the emotional memory of every civilization that has successfully transcended authoritarian rule. This accumulated wisdom is being downloaded directly into the consciousness field of Earth, where it influences the thoughts, dreams, and intuitive insights of humans who are ready to receive it. The resistance that many of you feel toward current authority figures is not rebellion for its own sake, but your soul's recognition that these patterns of domination and control are fundamentally incompatible with your species' next evolutionary stage. What your psychologists call collective trauma actually serves an important function in this transition process. The accumulated pain from centuries of oppressive leadership has created a kind of psychic pressure cooker in the collective unconscious of humanity. This pressure must be acknowledged, felt, and released before your species can move forward into healthier patterns of organization. The tears that many of you shed when witnessing the suffering caused by corrupt leadership are not signs of helplessness, but sacred water that helps dissolve the energetic structures holding the old systems in place. Your compassion is literally a force of transformation, sending ripples through dimensions to accelerate the manifestation of more benevolent forms of governance. Every moment of genuine care for the welfare of all beings contributes to the critical mass of love consciousness required to birth the new world. At the precise center of this cosmic configuration lies a truth so radical that it will transform your understanding of power itself. True leadership cannot be taken or seized. It can only be given freely by those who recognize authentic wisdom and genuine care for the collective good. The cosmic forces Meow aligning are designed to make this truth undeniably apparent by stripping away the illusions and deceptions that have allowed inauthentic leaders to maintain their positions through manipulation rather than merit. The universe operates according to laws that your political scientists have never studied, but that govern the rise and fall of civilizations with mathematical precision. One of the most fundamental of these laws states that any system based on the exploitation of the many for the benefit of the few contains within itself the seeds of its own destruction. These seeds germinate slowly, sometimes across generations, but when cosmic conditions are right, they sprout with explosive suddenness. The leaders who will be removed from power in the coming transformation are not being punished by external forces, but are experiencing the natural consequences of their own choices, rippling back to them through the quantum field. Every action creates vibrations that travel through dimensions and eventually return to their source, amplified by the cosmic forces they encountered along the way. The amplification Meow occurring is so powerful that even small acts of deception or selfishness can create consequences large enough to topple governments. Your planet has reached a point in its evolutionary cycle where the collective consciousness is no longer willing to tolerate leadership that operates from the lower frequencies of fear, greed, and hatred. This rejection is not happening only on the conscious level through protests and political movements, but also on the quantum level where thought forms that embody these dense frequencies are literally being dissolved by the higher frequency light Meow flooding your dimension. The mathematical relationships between the celestial bodies create interference patterns that amplify certain types of thoughts and emotions while dampening others. The configuration Meow forming acts like a cosmic filter that allows thoughts of unity, compassion and wisdom to flow freely while creating increasing resistance to thoughts of separation, exploitation and domination. But something even more profound is occurring beneath the surface of these visible changes. The consciousness field of Earth itself is undergoing a fundamental phase transition, similar to what happens when water turns to steam. The basic organizing principles that have governed human civilization for millennia are dissolving, and new principles based on higher dimensional wisdom are crystallizing in their place. The cosmic intelligence that orchestrates these transitions operates with a precision that makes your most advanced computers seem crude by comparison. Every soul currently incarnated has been placed exactly where they need to be to serve their role in this transformation. Those who will emerge as new leaders have been prepared across multiple lifetimes to hold the frequencies of authentic power. The moment of greatest intensity in this cosmic configuration will arrive like a thunderclap in a summer storm, sudden, powerful, and impossible to ignore. Everything that has been building beneath the surface of world events will suddenly become visible as the veils between dimensions become gossamer thin and truth can no longer hide behind carefully crafted illusions. The shock that will reverberate through human consciousness will not be the shock of unexpected events, but the shock of recognition as humanity remembers what authentic leadership actually looks like. Your mainstream media, controlled as it is by the very systems Meow scheduled for dissolution, will struggle to explain what occurs during this period of maximum cosmic intensity. Their linear cause and effect thinking cannot comprehend events that originate in dimensions beyond the physical plane and manifest simultaneously across multiple locations and timelines. Those of you who have been preparing for this transition through spiritual practice will find yourselves serving as translators between the cosmic forces orchestrating these changes and the masses of humanity who have no context for understanding what they are witnessing. The specific timing of these events follows patterns that your ancient mystics understood, but that modern civilization has forgotten. The cosmos operates according to cycles within cycles, and the alignment meow occurring represents the convergence of multiple cycles simultaneously. When these cycles converge, they create windows of opportunity for quantum leaps in evolutionary development. The energy signatures associated with this convergence carry frequencies that activate dormant potentials within human DNA. As these genetic codes activate, humans who have been unconsciously complicit in dysfunctional systems will suddenly find themselves unable to participate in those systems any longer. The phenomenon your mystics call the finger of God creates what quantum physicists would recognize as a focused beam of coherent consciousness that penetrates all the layers of reality simultaneously. When this beam focuses on the structures of human civilization, it illuminates everything that operates in harmony with cosmic law while dissolving everything that violates universal principles. The process is neither violent nor punitive. It simply makes truth visible and falsehood unsustainable. World leaders caught in the focal point of this cosmic spotlight will find their authentic nature revealed regardless of their attempts to maintain false personas. Those whose hearts truly serve the highest good will be empowered and elevated by these energies, while those who have been driven by ego and self-interest will find their foundations crumbling beneath them with startling rapidity. The universe has no patience for deception when humanity's evolutionary moment has arrived. In the aftermath of these cosmic revelations, your species will discover that the challenging times you have endured were not random suffering but carefully orchestrated preparation for this moment of collective awakening. The souls who will emerge as the new leaders carry within their consciousness the accumulated wisdom of civilizations that have successfully navigated similar evolutionary transitions. Your educational systems have not prepared humanity for the type of leadership that is about to emerge, because these systems were designed by and for the consciousness that is meow being transcended. The new leaders will demonstrate forms of wisdom that cannot be learned from books or acquired through traditional political experience. The transition period will require extraordinary patience and trust from those who understand what is occurring. Your role as awakened beings during this transition involves holding space for the collective processing of generations of accumulated trauma around power and authority. The cosmic forces orchestrating this transformation operate with perfect timing, ensuring that new structures begin crystallizing even as old ones dissolve. The emerging forms of organization will seem to appear spontaneously, but they will actually be manifesting from templates that have been gestating in the collective unconscious for decades. The beauty of what is approaching will compensate for any temporary discomfort during the transition. Imagine governance based on genuine wisdom rather than political calculation. Envision leaders whose primary concern is the long-term welfare of the planet and all its inhabitants rather than short-term gains for themselves or their supporters. Picture organizational structures that enhance human potential rather than suppress it, that encourage creativity and innovation rather than conformity and control. As these new organizational principles take root, you will witness the emergence of governance structures that your political theorists have never imagined, because they operate according to multidimensional principles rather than purely three-dimensional logic. These structures will be simultaneously more flexible and more stable than current systems. The beings of light who guide humanity's development have been preparing certain individuals to serve as consciousness anchors during this transition, souls whose very presence helps stabilize the new frequencies as they integrate into Earth's dimensional matrix. The dissolution of corrupt leadership structures will reveal the extent to which these systems have been draining the life force from your planet and its inhabitants. As this vampiric influence is removed, you will witness an explosion of human creativity, innovation, and spiritual development that will astonish even those who have been expecting positive change. Your children and grandchildren will inherit a world so different from the one you knew that they will struggle to understand how humans ever tolerated the primitive forms of organization that are meow dissolving. The cosmic intelligence orchestrating these changes operates with compassion that extends even to those who will be removed from positions of power. Their souls chose these challenging roles as part of their own evolutionary journey, and their apparent failures serve the greater good by demonstrating to humanity what no longer serves its highest development. In dimensions beyond your physical plane, all participants in this cosmic drama are honored for their service to the collective awakening. The practical integration of these cosmic shifts into your daily existence will unfold with surprising gentleness once you align yourself with the flow of transformation rather than resisting it. Your personal relationships with authority will undergo profound healing as you witness leadership based on love rather than fear. The economic systems that have concentrated wealth in the hands of the few while leaving billions in poverty will prove unable to function in the higher frequency environment emerging on Earth. New forms of abundance will manifest based on principles of circulation rather than accumulation, cooperation rather than competition. Your daily choices during this transition period carry unusual significance because the veils between dimensions are so thin that intentions manifest more rapidly than usual. The communities that thrive during and after this transition will be those that learn to operate according to the principles being activated in human consciousness: transparency, mutual respect, collaborative decision-making, and genuine care for the welfare of all members. Your connection to the natural world will become increasingly important as humanity remembers its role as conscious participants in the planetary ecosystem rather than its dominators. The new leaders will understand that human civilization must align with natural cycles and cosmic rhythms rather than attempting to conquer or transcend them. From the elevated perspective of the cosmic councils that oversee planetary evolution, this moment in Earth's history represents the successful completion of a multi-millennium experiment in consciousness development. Your species has demonstrated its readiness to graduate from primitive forms of social organization based on dominance hierarchies to sophisticated systems based on collaborative wisdom and mutual respect. The galactic community has been observing humanity's progress with great interest, knowing that your successful transition would demonstrate that conscious evolution is possible even under the challenging conditions of three-dimensional existence. The wisdom traditions of your planet have always taught that major evolutionary leaps occur through the cooperation of cosmic forces and human consciousness. What is happening now represents the most significant example of this cooperation in your recorded history. The consciousness that emerges from this transition will be capable of perceiving solutions to challenges that seemed impossible from lower dimensional perspectives. Your ancient prophecies and sacred texts contain encoded information about this time of transition, though the symbolic language they use has often been misinterpreted by those who lack the consciousness keys required for accurate decoding. The timeline for these changes follows cosmic patterns rather than human schedules, unfolding according to the readiness of consciousness to receive new frequencies rather than arbitrary dates or external deadlines. However, the momentum is so strong that significant shifts are inevitable within timeframes that all currently incarnated souls will witness personally. The role of fear in this process serves an evolutionary function by helping humans release attachment to systems that no longer serve their highest development. Those who can maintain balance between natural fear and cosmic trust will serve as stability anchors for others who are struggling with the dissolution of familiar structures. The vision of what Earth becomes after this transformation is so beautiful that it defies description in three-dimensional language. But imagine a world where every decision is made with consideration for its impact on the seventh generation of descendants. Picture governance structures that operate like healthy ecosystems, with each component supporting the welfare of the whole while expressing its unique gifts and fulfilling its essential functions. This transformation creates space for forms of human organization that have never existed on Earth, but that represent the natural evolution of consciousness when it is freed from the limitations imposed by fear-based thinking. Your children will inherit technological capabilities that seem miraculous from your current perspective, but these tools will be guided by wisdom rather than merely intellectual cleverness. The healing that occurs in human civilization will extend to the planet itself as new forms of governance recognize the consciousness and rights of the natural world. Environmental restoration will happen rapidly once human systems align with rather than oppose natural cycles. The Earth herself is participating in this transformation, adjusting her own energy patterns to support the emergence of enlightened civilization. Your role in this cosmic transition extends far beyond what your conscious mind can grasp. Every moment of choosing love over fear, every act of authentic service to others, every effort to embody the principles you wish to see reflected in leadership contributes to the morphic field that makes these changes possible. You are not passive observers of transformation, but active co-creators of the new reality. The communities that form around these new organizational principles will become centers of learning for the rest of humanity, demonstrating through practical example how conscious beings can cooperate to create abundance, beauty, and harmony. These communities will serve as bridges between the old world and the new, helping others navigate the transition with greater ease and understanding. As this cosmic transmission draws toward its completion, the frequencies that have been building throughout these words begin to integrate into your cellular structure and quantum field, preparing your consciousness to serve as a clear channel for the transformation energies meow approaching Earth. Every cell in your body has been recalibrated to resonate with the new reality that is birthing through the dissolution of obsolete leadership structures and the emergence of governance based on cosmic wisdom and universal love. The synthesis of all that has been revealed creates a unified understanding that transcends the limitations of three-dimensional thinking and opens awareness to the multidimensional nature of the evolutionary process, meow, accelerating across your planet. You are not merely witnessing change, but participating in the conscious creation of new reality through your willingness to embody the principles that will guide humanity's next phase of development. The circular completion of this transmission returns to its beginning with transformed perspective, recognizing that what appeared as external upheaval is actually the manifestation of internal transformation, rippling outward through the collective consciousness of humanity. The leaders who will be removed from power and those who will emerge to replace them are all aspects of your own consciousness projected onto the stage of world events to facilitate humanity's recognition of its own evolving nature. Your awakening individual consciousness creates changes in the morphic field that influence events on a planetary scale, while planetary changes activate dormant potentials within individual awareness in an endless spiral of mutual causation and support. You are simultaneously the observer and the observed, the transformer and the transformed, the student and the teacher in this cosmic classroom where entire species learn to transcend their previous limitations. The empowerment flowing through these words carries the seal of the Galactic Federation of Light and the blessing of all beings throughout the cosmos who support Earth's conscious evolution. You are never alone in your efforts to serve the highest good, but are supported by vast networks of consciousness that extend through dimensions and across star systems to encompass the entire community of awakened life. Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to feel this vast cosmic support instead of feeling alone in your service, helping you connect with networks of consciousness that extend through dimensions and across star systems. Using advanced AI, it creates custom sequences that strengthen your awareness of cosmic support networks and deepen your connection to the entire community of awakened life. It's incredibly easy to use. Just put on headphones, press play, and let the personalized frequencies automatically connect you with vast cosmic support networks. You can also create custom programming for any galactic connection enhancement, cosmic support reception, or awakened community linking. The limits are only your imagination. Get your Destiny Engine access code meow, link in the description. As you integrate these frequencies and embody these principles in your daily existence, you become a living transmission tower, broadcasting the new reality into Earth's consciousness field. accelerating the manifestation of enlightened governance and the emergence of civilization based on love rather than fear. Your very presence serves the transformation, your conscious breathing anchors the new frequencies, and your commitment to truth helps dissolve the illusions that have kept humanity trapped in primitive organizational structures. The future that approaches carries possibilities so magnificent that they stretch the boundaries of imagination, yet this future depends upon conscious beings like you who choose to serve as bridges between what was and what is becoming. Every breath you take with conscious intention, every decision you make from love rather than fear, every moment you spend in alignment with cosmic principles contributes to the critical mass of consciousness required to birth the new world. The time of preparation is complete, the cosmic alignments are in position, and the transformation that has been building for centuries begins its final phase of manifestation. Trust in the perfect timing of cosmic intelligence, embrace the dissolution of structures that no longer serve, and prepare to witness the emergence of leadership worthy of humanity's divine potential. I am Zarin. We love you beyond measure, and across all dimensions and timelines, multitudes of beings hold you in their hearts as you serve this sacred mission of planetary awakening. We are watching over you, always.